All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and this is the finals. This is the finals of a Capture the Flag tournament, so this is going to be very exciting. For people that are tuning into the finals, well, it is not going to be live recorded, meaning it's not going to be streamed, just because it's a little late at night, and I just kind of want to get this cast over with. And would not say I'm not very excited for this, but anyway, spawning here, if we're going to be going in a counterclockwise rotation of the players, the map will be Huang Sambiol, and starting with the teal Terran, it'll be Queerness or Quinzerus. I'm going to call him Quinzerus because it's a little bit easier for me to say. Then going again down to the counterclockwise. Yeah, counterclockwise, we'll be running into the purple Protoss of Wands, and then followed up by the blue Protoss Tyrannos, and then finally, but not least, is going to be Dollar. Now, let's talk about this a little bit. Huang Zhangbiao, Queerness did give me a very, very nice tip regarding how we can balance change CTF a little bit for upcoming, which I'll talk about this towards the end of the finals. But one thing that was duly noted, and I really do like this, is that Queerness and Wands have a very good chance of winning this. Just because this expo right here is so crucial, whereas Dollar, if you even look at the minimap, you can tell it a little bit easier. Dollar and Tyrannos are actually, in between players, so it's gonna be harder to take, a fourth base than other players. So, just thought to point that out there. And we'll have to see what players do for their flags here. It looks like we're going to have a CC first build coming out of Dollar here before any kind of attack here. That's okay. This map is very one base friendly as well, so I wouldn't really think that there would be a lot of pressure. I mean, I actually like this by Dollar a lot because you're not going to have to worry. You can really take an expansion. You're not really going to get punished for it because the map's so big, and it's a free for all. I mean, it's not like it's a 1v1. You don't know exactly what your opponent's doing, and in this case, you have a 1 in 3 chance of scouting off the opponent that's doing a CC first build, so not terribly. So I like that. So the only Protoss in the group, though, I believe, was the Terran. Now, Queerness, though, is a random player, and I feel like he's always been playing Terran. I'm not sure if he decided to change. I'm not really sure how I can reinforce random players, but in Wikipedia, he is random. I also want to talk about something else. Well, we do have a. Let me just talk about what all these players are doing. Dollar is going for a CC first build. He's going to be getting down doing down the barracks. He's probably going to be getting some kind of gas heavy, and then go up, check up the starport and get a dropship out probably before the flag spawn, which is in 5 minutes. Which is whatever this timer is. That's when the flags are going to spawn. This is the in-game timer. This is when the flag spawn timer. They're off 2 different timings, so just be aware of that. It's not 10 minutes in-game. It's 10 minutes that are kind of sped up 10 minutes. It's hard to explain why. We do have mech play coming out of Tyrannos here. That's fine. Again, one base map. I mean, single ramps are going to be super easy to defend with mech, especially with like a Chrysalis if you're doing a one base build order, which he may just take up the starport. No, he's going to go command center instead, and that's totally fine as well. Now, this is probably the most standard build, especially on this map, where you're not gonna have to worry about pressure. It's normally you just take up to a starport as fast as possible, and then you load up, 4 to 8 to 1 SCVs in there, and just try to go in there as quickly as possible, take their flag, and then rush back to your base and get a quick elimination kill. Now, that's probably the most standard thing. That's probably what I would do if I'm not dicking around. And everyone's taking their expansions right now. And Wands has been has been known to go very crazy builds, going like mass Corsair, going mass with mass disruption web, has gone hallucinate, shuttle like 1,000 times, so you can just go in there and quickly pick it up and win. That's how he got out of his group. Very, very interesting play. So I'll be very interested on how he's gonna bring in a probe here. A little early. Generally, I think with more players, if we get CTF to get a little bit more with more standard timings, I think there's definitely a way to really get that timing of the 10 minute mark to really hit, get in their base right when that hits. But we already have defenses coming out for Toronto's right here. It doesn't look like he's going to be changing his beacon around, nor has Dollar quite yet. And, Queerness has put his behind the mineral line. Very smart. Very smartly. It's going to be very hard to get in there by saying a probe in there. We'll have to drop it on there. And as for Wands has really shown nothing to really defend his flag at all, really. Surprising. But he's going to do a big drop, so we'll see if he can get a kill or not. So, yes. And also, to talk about eliminations, there will be a $5. I guess I'll make it $5. Yeah, $5. Because 20 bucks. So, on Wikipedia, if you've recently viewed it, it says that there's a mystery box. Of course, that's a big deal, and I will ship that out to you, whoever wins. But the amount of kills or eliminations you get in the whole tournament will be, you get a $5 prize pool. And right now, Wands has 6 kills overall in the entire tournament versus Dollar, who is up here, has 5. So if they want to get that extra $5 and also, you know, secure a lead, they may be a little bit more aggressive this game. Now, does that play into their, does that affect their playstyle? We'll get to find out. And this is interesting. Wands is actually going in here with a Reaver, getting out of range of everything else, but he's gonna be able to target fire that Reaver though. Oh, that Zealot being ballsy. With that tank, hopefully. Oh no, he's gonna lose the tank. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, this is really nice play by Wand right here. Toronto's is having a little bit of difficulty right here. Dollar's flag has been taken. Going into a dropship by Queerness. Queerness might get an elimination at the same time this is happening, guys. But it doesn't look like... Oh, Wand's put his flag in here, so he really wants to get that elimination going very quickly. And it looks like Queerness will get Dollar's flag, which means he's going to get an elimination for this game. But Wand is doing a good amount of damage. Dollar's having a lot of difficulty right here. And we're going to get the flag. Wand's flag has been taken. Oh, where's Wand? Wand's got killed. Wand's got killed by... What? Okay, so this is what happened. At the time, because I was getting really confused with what was going on. So Queerness got the flag of Dollar by getting his dropship in there, and he got the kill. Then Dollar wants to play really greedy, put his beacon here. Okay, he wanted to steal this guy's flag, but Toronto's got his flag, brought it to his beacon. He got an elimination. So Dollar and Wands did not get any eliminations this game. They were actually the ones to lose. So now we have a TBT on this map. This is going to be very interesting. And I would say Protoss is probably the most favorite in capture the flag oriented metagames, just because of the ability to recall the flag back to base, and also do the hallucination of the shuttles and stuff like that. So that being said, you know, it's not really viable to really get the flag in a TBT and capture the flag, if you get what I'm saying. Just because Protoss is, like I said, I mean, they can just hallucinate like 20 shuttles and then just go in there and take the flag, hopefully. I mean, it's not as easy as it sounds, but, you know, hallucinate a lot, or hallucinate a whole bunch of arbiters, recall in, recall out, and bam, you win. Terran doesn't really have that luxury. I mean, recall obviously Terran does not have, and also on top of that, you don't. If you make 20 dropships, I mean that's a legit strategy. The only problem though is like that's killing up like 40 supply. So this has been a pretty crazy TBT, but it does mean that we will have a Terran win. It's just what Terran wins. This is a teal or blue. And at the same time, we do have both players taking their third bases, getting the grab. Oh, but Queerness does see it, and we'll have to look at that. And this is sometimes where the game gets a little drawn out, because like you can have like a 5-base TPT and it just never ends. However, it makes the late game very entertaining. But generally, this is just a slower point in the game where players take their mark on the center part of the map. They start building up their armies, get a lot of tanks, get a lot of defense, getting their upgrades going. Because you really, I mean, in TBT, I mean, you're not really going to worry too much. I mean, this map isn't, like, drop prone. Like, this isn't a balanced map. This is meant for 2v2s, so there's so many bases that are open. It's just absolutely crazy. And, I mean, here we go. We are starting on the siege line coming up right here. Tyrannos is in a good position right now. That Goliath, though, is getting really, really close to the tank, killing off one tank, forcing an unsiegement from Tyrannos. And Tyrannos is just going to go in there and clean the rest up. Goliath did a surprising amount of damage in that engagement, but ultimately, the engagement will go into Tyrannos' favor, but ever so slightly, as 3 more tanks are coming, or 2 more tanks and a Goliath are coming down their way to clean that tank up. And with that, I mean, I don't think anybody's bases are really going to be jeopardized here. We do have a raid transition from Tyrannos here. He may go BCs really quickly. He's getting air upgrades, so Tyrannos is getting. I'm not sure if it was him or another player, but I know a player. It must have been Tyrannos. He's been known to go Wraith, and they're not bad. They're really not bad. But again, this map, the center of the map is so open, turrets can be a bitch to deal with, and yeah, it just causes it very difficult to deal with. And Wraith aren't really that great against static defenses. They're good at like harassing. They could kill off this SCP if they like to, but I mean, as you can see, the walls have already been starting to align here. Tyrannos, though, is in a little bit more of the center part of the map here, so he's going to be able to have like this kind of probably around 60% of the map, I would say. If he does take those bases. I'm not gonna go say he can take these bases willy-nilly without getting punished, as Quirinius doesn't care and he's actually expanding down here anyway, but yeah. And with that, I don't know, Quinteris is doing pretty good. I don't know who to say who's winning, but what else should we talk about? Well, I guess this would be the point in the game where I might talk about where Season 2 might lead on to. That Season 2 is going to be interesting. I did write a discussion thread post that I really, really, really would enjoy you guys to comment on, because I really need your guys' feedback. I need to figure out if those times are going to work generally for people, because that's my open schedule in order to run a tournament. I'm only gonna run one tournament per week, but oh, it looks like we have a little bit of pressuring right here, but these things will just get foddered in the end result right here, and yeah, that didn't really do too much by Tyrannos moving up to that 12 o'clock expansion down of Quirinius. He's yet to put down a CC, but there it is right there. He's gonna lift it up and lift it off and go there, or you might just put it here. I don't know why you wouldn't put it here. I don't know why you would take a farther up base. But hey, whatever. You can do whatever he chooses. And it looks like we have a siege drop, but can't get it off. Oh, no, he's not. Little poor control right there, but his map's so big. Probably just moved it over there to see what he could do. And so, generally what I was thinking because I really like this idea of eliminations, I kind of want to make it more of an important role. I mean, other than the fact of just winning, because right now I'm doing this like a standard, you know, round group stages tournament. Just a little odd because we only had 22 people sign up for it. But anyway, getting to the point, I just don't feel like it's optimal for a capture the flag is what I initially wanted. I wanted to have the eliminations count for something. Yes, there's a small prize pool, but it's not like the whole point. It's not like Wands will now win the whole tournament and get the mystery box because he has the most eliminations. No, he doesn't. Quirinius or Tyrannos will win that title because they could either be passive or aggressive. I mean, they're gonna obviously be on the top. I mean, Tyrannos has 3 kills. I mean, he's been active. But if you look at Quirinius here, if we just go minimize iTunes for a second right here, Quirinius has 2 kills. I mean, it's not like he's gotten a whole bunch of kills, and those are primarily probably from the kills that he waited off from in his group stages and then just got the last kill and just waited it out. I just wanted to be able to incorporate those. So I was guessing that we could do like season 2 would be like 8 weeks, and each week would have its own tournament. Okay, but at the same we have a drop play, and this basically is gonna get denied. If he lifts it up, the Goliath are gonna do damage. If he doesn't, well, the tank's gonna be doing damage anyway. So we'll see if the CC gets away. And the other thing is really what this provides as well is that the siege tank can get on the high ground as well, which is really, really nice. And also there's a D-web down here, so that really, really affects for a really great position here. And despite this like, I mean, this wall isn't like super great, but the center like siege line of Tyrannos is fairly weak. He's just going right through it. I mean, he's just rallying tanks around it. He's gonna lose 2 tanks in the process, but I mean, he's broken through with just 3 tanks. I don't really know what Tyrannos has been doing. I mean, if you look at the supplies, it's quite drastically different. With 30 supply difference right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases for Queerness, Quinzerus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Tyrannos. So I don't really know how that's really why this is so slighted. And I'm looking at the the macro. I mean, it's slipping a little bit now. It's definitely not the best. But I mean, when you have a 5 bases, I can't really complain that you have, a 1K bank. Generally, you want to be maxed, but if you have that much income, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's very hard to spend that much. Then again, that's the reason why you learn the macro, but still. And a little bit of miscontrol right there by Tyrannos, going in there and going to siege line. But I think Queerness is going to get the better engagement part of this. For one, we see that Tyrannos is supply blocked, or was supply blocked, and then that followed up by Quinterus just being at a higher supply, almost max, denying this 5th base, and at the same time has a more concentrated tank army in the center of the map. And maybe not cost effective, but he could probably just move up here and do a good amount of damage. And we have a whole nother main base here, which is absolutely important. 2 main bases is so much minerals. I mean, it has 10 mineral patches. Each base only has 6. So, putting that in perspective, I even think the Geysers are a little bit more limited as well. And here's the mega drop that we have Quinterus doing right now. Oh, so many S's. So anyway, let's see here. We have a mega doom drop coming over here. Tanks are getting... I don't know. But at the end of the day, this base is done too, because he hasn't claimed this main base yet, and with the high ground advantage, if he does end up taking that right there, it's just going to be really, really terrible. We got starport here. Interesting choice right there. Oh, that's not good. Running into 3 Goliaths. Oh, that's really unfortunate. We'll have to unload everything, but does get it all away. We'll all siege up here, and Goliath are not going to be able to get through 12 siege tanks. Just not going to happen. Nothing really happening in the center, and really, Queerness or Quinterus is really taking the controlling lead in this game with the dropship play, with denying 2 bases. Really kind of cutting off Tyrannos from those extra bases and really kind of restricting him off the 3 base is a very big deal. Especially, I mean, also just putting perspective, you don't even have to look at like the style of gameplay. Just look at the mini map. Look how much blue, look how much teal is on the map. I mean, you can just even put that in perspective. I mean, even like this. I mean, Quinterus doesn't even care for his tanks. I mean, he's actually just throwing them away at this point. Again, that might be pure misclick, but I don't think it matters at this point. I mean, Queerness has been playing this so well to deny these bases that Tyrannos hasn't really been defending too well. And now really can't defend them well because he's going to be in such a defensive position because he's so far behind. It just gives a world's more opportunity for Quinterus to really take more bases and then remax behind that. And it is going to be very difficult for Toronto's to really do any kind of comeback. It really comes down to the positioning of both players, and with Quinteris having it's semi-decent. Well, I wouldn't say it's the most reinforced center siege line that I've seen before, but it's good enough. He's being active with his units and denying these bases that aren't mining now. I mean, it may look like they're down. I mean, the CC's still alive, but there's a siege tank right there, and also in the bottom right-hand corner, it's not done yet. We do have a lot of transferring SCVs, though. But that only just justifies my case even more. I mean, he's starting to mine out as well. The main base of Quirinius is already done. He's going to just start queuing up a crap ton of turrets and really make it very difficult. Toronto's has probably two options, and neither of them are really kind of like really that great. One would be just go for the flag, make a ton of dropships and just go for it. Or number two, just try to take as many bases as you can and get away with it. But both of them are still reliant on luck. It just doesn't seem like it's much of a chance for Toronto's to make a very good comeback. I think I saw some battle cruisers though. I thought I saw some. I knew I saw a battle cruiser. You don't normally see them in standard play, but you see them in Catch the Flag all the time. Where the hell were the battle cruisers? There they are. 1-1 upgrades. And I think generally what Toronto's has in mind with the Wraith that I was talking about earlier in the game is that they generally they're good. They stop that drop play, which allows you to take these expansions. But because the dropships were not killed in time for the majority of the army of Quinteris, he's lost those bases, and I don't really know why all of a sudden he didn't get as high Wraith count as he did in previous games. It's a nice strategy. It definitely works. And then it's also a nice transition to battle cruisers, because you get those upgrades going beforehand for your Wraith. And that's interesting. There's like a little like creep glitch right here. You see that? See that right there? Did he really expand down there? Well, like I said, I mean, his only choice is to do so. And he has Goliath, but they're upgraded. I mean, the upgrade count for Quintus is probably going to be astronomically ahead. 2-3 upgrades compared to 0-0, and that's another thing that Toronto has really neglected this game. Again, I don't think it's intentional. I think it's just circumstances of where he's been so preoccupied trying to take these bases across the map that he hasn't had a very good chance of doing it. And with this high BC count, it's with unupgraded Wraith, I just don't see the chances of Toronto's to come back. I mean, they're slim. They're very, very slim at this point. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. I mean, who knows? I mean, Quinteris, I mean, let's look at him as well. I mean, Quinteris is at 10 supply ahead. 170 to 190, 180, around that time. Well, this is the point in the game where we can actually start using info tab and start actually Toronto's versus Wands. No, they don't exist anymore. So Quirinius, no, we need to Wands, no. Alright, so we have Quinteris is way ahead of the SCVs, so 91 SCVs. That is so many SCVs. Oh my goodness, you normally want to max out around 70. 75 probably is the max. Generally, I don't think your worker count is something that a lot of players keep in mind. I think it's kind of just like where gut feeling where you normally go, just because you don't have the luxury of having info tab a lot of time. A lot of players didn't even know about it. At least when I started casting it, I mean, like, no one heard of it. So I guess I'm only speculating at that point, but generally, I think you just maybe overmade SCVs right there. So you could actually have a bigger army, but 20 supply bigger actually. 26 tanks and 6 DCs as well, versus what you're seeing right here: 10 Goliath, 14 tanks, 4 BCs. So the only thing that well, not the only thing, but Toronto will have superior air upgrades though. I mean, that is something to know. He already has 2-2-2 compared to 1-1. So, I don't know. I know, but I mean, Quinterus is advancing around the map, killing off the bottom right-hand bases right here, just going through siege lines. At the same time, it appears that Tyrannos is going to be ready to push up the northwest, I think. I feel like he's advancing his forces there. We'll be rallying SCVs. No, rallying. He's gonna try to take this top right-hand expansion at the same time, at the cost of losing his bottom right-hand base right here, but not before a lot of his SCVs will go down to battle cruisers. And this base is toast, for sure. And really kind of restricting Tyrannos up to one mining base up to this point. We'll be trying to re-secure this base down here. We actually having to use SCVs. Getting on the high ground as well. Could even siege up there. And look at the tanks. Cannot do anything. And bam. And, I mean, nice cost efficiency trade for Quinterus. I mean, just sending over like 6 battlecruisers to clear off two more bases. But may have to get stopped right here due to the superior upgrades of Tyrannos on his air upgrades. His BCs are 2-2. I think he has a superior count as well. Let's look at that, 6 BCs to 8 BCs. So actually, Quinterus is actually ahead. But here come the BCs on BC battles right here. No Yamato's going down right here. But are the air upgrades enough? One Yamato does go down. But it looks like some of the Goliaths are trying to come back in here. Another reinforcing BC coming in here. I'm surprised no repair, but nevertheless, gonna be able to clean it up. So a little miscalculation from Quinterus right here, which probably will set him back, because now there's really no kind of devoted air task force to really kill off expansions, which may allow enough time for Tyrannos to take this top right-hand base safely. And the other thing is, where does Quinterus take his next series of bases as well? I don't think it's such a big issue for him. I think he can just expand to the right and just take these bases that were once taken, which were once Tyrannos's. But anyway, look at this. Quinterus is actually just going to clean up this whole center task force of tanks with 2 BCs. That's all he's going to do with his 2-2 upgrades. And bam. Not even going to retreat the tanks. Guess just to buy time, I guess. I hope he repaired these guys. No, he didn't. He did not repair his battlecruisers. That is a mistake. I mean, it's not like he's going to have the gas income to really supplement more battlecruisers anyway, as they're 400, 300. So, well, I'll take that back. I mean, he's actually producing quite a bit of them. We're producing 2 at a time. And BCs versus Goliath generally are not a fight you normally want to have happen, especially without any kind of, especially when they're not full HP. And battlecruisers on battlecruisers. But what I think he had to do to get those BCs to come out in the first place was to cut off upgrades, which it does appear what did happen. So he's not actually getting upgrades. So he's actually, that's the reason I was a little confused. So he's actually forfeiting upgrades from battlecruisers, which is only just gonna make him lose his advantage anyway. But, I mean, look how many battlecruisers there are for Quinterus. I mean, he already has 3 rallied units that are going to kill. He's already outnumbered the amount of battlecruisers that are out for Tyrannos here. And Tyrannos, I mean, Quinterus is just advancing in the main base right here. Going to be seizing up in the production. And can he kill off the Starport before the battlecruiser is done? I don't think he's going to target fire it down. Our SCVs rally down here to take the flag. No, just more battlecruisers. Oh my goodness, just mass battlecruisers. But 3 battlecruisers versus 2. 2 will not win that fight with mere match upgrades here, but I'm sure the 3-3 is almost done here. Let's check on that. No, not even starting 3-3 yet. He's trying to micro-resist his ability here, but this is kind of the last standing foot for Tyrannos here. Wow. Doing a fairly good job of it, don't get me wrong. But it looks like it just will be too much though, as he's trying to desperately get another battlecruiser, but without any kind of repairing help, it's just not gonna work. GG by Tyrannos, so he'll just GG out. So what does that mean for us, guys? That means at the end of the day, for the finals, it will go down to Quinterus or Queerness, whatever your AKA is, however you pronounce it. At the end of the day, you have been crowned the Puka Capture the Flag Tournament winner. That means you will get your mystery box, good sir. That means you'll get your $20, good sir. Sadly, though, if I do the calculation correctly, you'll be tied for third place for amount of elimination kills with Toronto's, actually, rather than Toronto's, because Toronto's got a kill. Okay, let's actually go over this for a moment. Also, for VOD users, I'm just covering everything for posts, so the VOD's over, but I'll just talk about this for a second. Prior to this match, Juan's winning this with 6 kills, Dollar went with 5 kills, Toronto's went with 3 kills, Quinterus was tied with Tupacalypse in 4th place for 2 kills. Okay, Toronto's got a kill killing off Juan's in that earlier engagement that we talked about. So that will bump him up to 4, but Quinterus is at 2. Quinterus killed off Dollar and Toronto's, so we got 2 kills. Tying them up to 4th place. Juan still is the leader in total flag kills, so I need to get his PayPal. I'll go pay him, the Canadian person he is. Toronto's. So, Quinterus, man, you live in Croatia, I think? Where do you live in? Quinterus, where do you live in? Croatia? Yeah, dude, I have to do, like, international shipping to you, man. I was hoping it was going to be a North American, but I will get it to you. Don't you worry. Alright. That being said, though, also, for Quinterus, your job now is to, when I ship it to you, you need to open it, you need to do a video, you need to take pictures, you need to do something of that nature. You have to give me a media format that you will make a blog post on, or a forum post on, how you're going to tell me it, that we will link, and then we'll show you the containments of it, and also get your 20 USD, don't worry. That will just be through PayPal, so don't worry about that. So, that is the finals, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, also, for Season 2, like I was talking about, I was trying to talk about, I didn't want to talk about too much of it in the game. But, the finals were interesting. Definitely the beginning half, I think it was very interesting. But, getting past that, talking about Season 2, I'll just elaborate, I'll just pretty much reiterate what I said in the discussion thread. Pretty much, I'm thinking, right now, Season 2, in my opinion, what it'll be is, there's going to be, each week, on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, don't know, it might switch in between weeks, just to add more flexibility for players. I set a dedicated time, in between the time zones that I provided. You show up, there is no, like, prior sign up, you just show up. Then I just organize it that way. We do that, then I gather all the replays that day, I don't cast that day, and then I start casting that throughout the week. So we kind of get that tournament feel, where there's kind of like day 1, day 2, day 3 kind of stuff. So if you want to tune in for one of those casts or something like that, that's the suggestion I have. And then where the eliminations come into play, that and that's where the casting comes in, because I have to cast all the games in order to calculate all the eliminations. But so pretty much what it be is the amount, the most active recurring elimination person wins that season, if you get what I'm saying. So if you miss a week, it's not the biggest deal. You generally probably want to meet every single week, but whoever has the most eliminations will win that tournament. Now also, the win of the whole season, the season victor, which is the biggest prize. Now the tournament win is kind of like how we ran the round of 30, the round of 22 tournament that we just finished, which is Season 1. Season 1 was, bracket group stages. That's how each tournament is run. Now, again, I'm not sure if we're going to get 32 people every week, and I doubt it. But if we do, then we just do that. We do all this within that time frame. You know what I'm saying? We put everyone into groups of 3, or depending on what it is, preferably groups of 3. From there, I give out the maps, blah, 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 blah. And then we go through that stage. Again, I don't cast them. I just gather the replays that day and then cast throughout that, and then pretty much I cast all of that, because there isn't a lot of replays to go through for a CTF tour, because as it is free-for-all, it's not like a best of 3, and literally it's just the winner advance on. It's not going to be 2 games, it's just going to be 1 game for each group. That's what I'm thinking. So with that in mind, guys, I think that's how Season 2 is going to run. 8 weeks, $5 or $10, I don't know the exact, maybe $7.50 for the grand prize, then mystery box and or additional cash prize for the total amount of eliminations for that. That's what I'm thinking, because I want to incorporate elimination somehow, but Yeah, so without that, guys, I think that's going to conclude this VOD. I've talked about the winner. Congratulations to Quinterus. Congratulations to Juan for winning the total flag kills at the end of the day. So you'll get your $5. Congratulations to Dollar and Toronto for making it this far anyway. I mean, you guys had to go through a good amount of people. Let's just quickly go over this about what players had to do. So let's see here. Dollar and Toronto's were in Group A, so they took out Stratos and the Marine in their group stages. Group B, everyone got eliminated. Group C, Quinterus came from Group C. He came out in second place with 1 kill in Group C, and Wands came out of Group D. No, I came out of Group E, and Smile came out of that, but no one really cares. Then Torontos and Dollar came out of Group A, killed off Jonaman, Arca, and Mama Her in Group A. And in Group B for the round of 10, the Quinterus and Wands killed off Tupacalypse Caw and Smile. And then the final 4, which we just casted. So guys, I'm out of breath. I hope you guys have a nice night. I really hope you do. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I did do my best to organize it every single way. I've taken in great consideration about organization. Link the VODs in Wikipedia. Keep Wikipedia up to date. Have people have fun. Get these in by due dates. I've done my best. I hope Event Organized have done it. Made the VOD pages. Hopefully everyone's been happy with it. Hopefully every person does not have the issue of finding VODs. I've tried to make it as easily accessible as possible, aside from making playlists for everything else. But if that is absolutely a necessity, I will do that as well. Guys, Puka signing out for the last time for Season 1 of PCTF, the Puka Capture the Flag Star League, guys. Puka signing out. Have a great night, guys, and we'll see you guys for Season 2. Peace.